Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a long time. So I thought today, since I've just come back and obviously you haven't seen my face for a while, I thought I'd show you my Blu-ray collection, which includes a load of, just started buying 4K Blu-rays as well. So these are all in alphabetical order because I've got OCD. So quite a few of these ain't opened. It's just I'm a bit of a hoarder and a collector. So yeah, just why not go into it. So the first two is 21 Jump Street and the sequel 22 Jump Street, which I bought for £1. Yeah, nothing to say about them. They're just movies. Let's try and keep them in order. This one is 28 Days and 20 Weeks Later. Both of them together, they're both really good horror films. Brilliant. Yeah, not much else to say. Great sort of zombie films, that one. Classic 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. Amazing film, like considering for the time, and obviously it's very slow if you watch it, but it's absolutely amazing for what they can do back then. It's absolutely amazing. Aeroplane. I haven't watched it, as you can see. It's the Alfred Hitchcock collection. So it's got Psycho in there. It's got The Birds. It's got Rear View. Again, I haven't opened them, but I know I've watched Psycho. And yeah, Psycho is a brilliant film. I haven't watched any of the others. But hey ho, it's a collection. Let's see. So you got the Alien films, including Prometheus, Alien Covenant, shit. Make sure these are all in the upside down. So that goes like that. Oh, I'll sort it out later. And then also Alien vs Predator 1 and 2. The first one's not too bad. The second one was awful. American Psycho, with a black case on Blu-ray case. It's not 4K, it's just a normal Blu-ray. Great film again. Christian Bale, Jared Leto in it. Brilliant film. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think the first Ant-Man was better. The second one was just a filler film in between Avengers. The Avengers films is a bit of a filler film, but yeah, not bad. I've got all of the MCU films apart from Eternals. It hasn't come out yet in England, in the UK. Arrival. I only watched it when I went to the cinema. I haven't opened it. As you see, it's all sealed still. Saw them with my mates. It was a bit of a weird experience watching it with them, but still a good film. Avengers 1, Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame. All of them, apart from Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron's okay, but all the other three, probably the best films in the MCU, if you rank them. If I rank them, maybe one day I'll rank them. Why not? Aquaman. This one's actually a pretty good DCU film. It's not amazing. Directed by James Wan, obviously, with all the controversial people like Amber Heard and that, with what's happened with Johnny Depp. But yeah, it was good. It was a good film. I enjoyed it. I remember going to the cinema and watching this with my dad, and at the cinema, when we got to our seats, and it was the only seats that they were available on the screening, and yeah, my seat in particular had sick all over it, so I had to get a refund. And then they moved us to another seat, even though they weren't available in the first place. Don't know. But hey, that was fun. Try and keep them. The Back to the Future trilogy, obviously one of the greatest trilogies of all time. Okay, so you got Batman, 89. Batman Returns. Batman Forever. And the greatest film of all time, Batman and Robin. The first two films, obviously, Tim Burton ones, I prefer them over the other two. Obviously better than Batman and Robin, but even Batman Forever, I like the Riddler. That's about it. Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face weren't great, but my favourite one out of the four films is Batman Returns. Not everyone likes Batman. Well, when it first came out, obviously I wasn't born, but when it first came out, I've done heard videos about them not liking it for some reason. So yeah. And then you got the Dark Knight trilogy. So you got Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Returns. So again, I think my favourite one is Dark Knight, and then I'll go Batman Begins, and then Dark Knight Rises. Sorry, Dark Knight Rises. I didn't think it was great, but not every film's going to be great, are they? When they release out of a trilogy like that, with them being brilliant. The first two films are brilliant. So yeah, I got the Killing Joke Blu-ray. It was okay. It was obviously I haven't actually read the comic, but I've seen videos of people reading it, and it is a brilliant comic, and it's just a shame the art style, the way, and that cast as well were brilliant. Obviously the original Mark Hamill and the original Batman, and from the animated series, which will be coming up in a minute. It's just a shame it wasn't up to the standards which we all put it up to. Batman v Superman is Batman v Superman. The Ultimate Edition as well. The Ultimate Edition is better than the theatrical, well, the one in the cinema. But, yeah, it still ain't great. The animated series. These has got this complete series, I believe. And it does, I'm pretty sure it comes with, it comes with what was the movie called? Let's see if I can find it. Mask of the Phantom comes with that as well as Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero as well. Good collection, that. Beetlejuice, we paid $5. Dave Lebowski. Sorry. Certainly. Brilliant film. Birds of Prey, I'm not saying the whole fucking title was too long. Weren't great. Black Panther. Probably, I'll put it in the top 5 out of all the films of the MCU. So this is 4K. Black Widow. I watched this. Obviously, the first film I watched since the pandemic started. With my dad. It's okay. It's not amazing. It's just run of the mill. They should have done the film earlier, before obviously Endgame. No, Infinity War. Sorry. No, it was Endgame. Oh, no. Give up. Played the Blade trilogy. So it's got all 3 films. Yeah. Decent. The first one's good. The other 2 not so. The second one, to be fair, I haven't watched the second one, so I can't comment on it. But yeah. So Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. I haven't watched Blade Runner 2049. I've watched Blade Runner. This is the final cut as well. It's a bit confusing with the cuts of how many cuts there are of Blade Runner, isn't it? Let's put that. Got a massive tower. So, the Blair Witch Project. This came out when I was born. 1999. Okay. Jason Bourne. The first 4 films and Jason Bourne. No, 5th Jason Bourne, just Jason Bourne. I watched the first 2. I actually watched them at school. We were watching it. I don't know. It was a part of a after school club that they forced us to do on Tuesdays. It was the first one I went to, and we were actually watching them. Strange, considering. Well, he's at 12, so we were 12 at the time. Braveheart, great film. Great performance. Obviously, the Scottish accent it's not great, but and also, did you know that there is actually a shot of a car in the film, even though there's not supposed to be a car in the film? Obviously, strange, but great film. It's the Cabinet of Caligari. It's one of the early films from like 1911, I believe. Cinemassacre always talks about James Rolfe, who's the angry video game nerd. It's actually a dual case, so it's got the Blu-ray and the DVD. There's some more of these collections that what are they called? When there's no copyright, basically, there's it goes into public domain. There you go. There's quite a few of them I got. So you got Captain America: The First Avenger, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. All 3 are all good. That one not so much, but the Winter Soldier and Civil War, brilliant. Obviously, Civil War is mainly a Avengers film anyway. It's not really a Captain America film, but yeah, still good film. Trying to get in order. Captain Marvel, probably one of the worst MCU films. I need to get a new case on this. Casino Royale, the only James Bond film I've got. Quite like Casino Royale. Christopher Robin, I don't know why I got this. I think it was like £2 on Amazon. The Chucky film, so it's obviously the first 4 films, and then it's so after you got Seed, you've got you got the first 4 and Seed, and Curse and Cult of Chucky. Cult of Chucky's not too bad, as well as Curse. Obviously the Seed of Chucky sort of killed the franchise for that while, and them recent 2 films, apart from obviously the reboot, were all straight to DVD. No Stanley Kubrick. Chocolate Orange. Brilliant film. Again, he's so artistic, Stanley Kubrick. I love Stanley Kubrick. Coco. I haven't actually watched it. Constantine. I would love to see him come back as Constantine. I thought he was good for this. It didn't make a lot of money though, so that's why they won't bring it back. But I've actually seen interviews of them talking about wanting to come back and do Constantine again. I think that would be very cool. Coraline, man. When I was younger, I didn't like, you know, when she turned into the spider, or the spider web scene and everything like that. I didn't like that. It was really scary for a kids film, for a PG film. Creed 1 and 2. Creed, I've seen Creed 1. I haven't seen the second one, but you might as well get the collection I've got all the Rocky films as well. They'll be coming up soon. Later on, it'll be further down. The Crow. Sad that Brandon Lee he died during filming this, and he was really good in this. It's a shame. He was really, really good in this. Daredevil. I'm glad. If you haven't, this one's a bit of a hard watch to watch. It's a bit not great at all. Not great at all. Glad it's back at Marvel now. Obviously, with Fox are under Marvel. Dark Crystal. Another one of them films from my childhood which I did not like. It's too scary. But if you watch it now, it's not scary at all. There you go. Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2. Brilliant films. I remember watching Deadpool and both of them. It was one of my first 15 films. Well, in America it's R-rated, but in the UK it's 15 rated. Absolutely brilliant. The first one. Second one, not so much, but I still loved it. It was still a good film. Glad they're doing the third one now with MCU as well. The Departed. I haven't watched it in a while, so I can't really comment. Detective Pikachu, I think I've overpaid for it. £8. Jesus. Dinosaur. I haven't overpaid for this one. This one's no, I love the dinosaur when I was younger. Even though it's not the greatest Disney film. It's not really a Disney film. It's CG, isn't it? But it's the first CG film that they ever did. Obviously apart from Pixar. Pixar. Just normal Disney Studios. Yeah. Still weren't great, but something from my childhood. Doctor Strange. I like this one. It's not, as I said before with other films, it's not the greatest, but it's really good. I love the visuals of Doctor Strange and all, like the Mirror Zone or whatever they call it. I forgot what they call it. We're really looking forward to Doctor Strange 2. Dunkirk. It's actually 4K. I haven't watched it, as you can see. Edward Scissorhands. The 25th anniversary of the edition, apparently, according to CX. £8 I paid for it. Still a good film. Love Johnny Depp in it. Edward. Brilliant film about the life story of Edward and the making of his famous film that I've forgotten the name of. It's Edge of Tomorrow. I don't know why they changed the title. It's a bit weird. But for some reason I've got a cover reprinted. Great, it's probably from CX when I've been doing them dodgy works. E.T. 4K as well. I don't know why I would have that in 4K because it was out in the 80s. It's not going to really benefit from 4K, but there you go. Evil Dead trilogy. I haven't actually watched any of them. I know they're classics, and obviously Sam Raimi made them. That's one of the first films he did. The Evil Dead, and obviously Evil Dead 2 is a bit of a remake of the first Evil Dead. But and I know that it's really, really gory as well. The first one especially. The second one's a bit mental. The Exodus. Apparently there's a extended cut. I haven't opened this, so I've watched it before. I've watched it as for the time. Obviously, it was classed as the scariest film of all time, but really it isn't. But still brilliant. Still a good horror story. Horror film. Fantastic Fours. So, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, and the reboot, which is awful. Best one is that one. Don't want to fall over. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and the second one, Crimes of Grindelwald. Watched it, but I haven't watched the specific Blu-ray, but I watched it on TV when it was on. That one ain't great, but this one was a better one. Sort of a cash grab in it. This is another one of them old films. I believe this one's it's a German film. I've forgotten the name of it, but you got the specific director and writer. He's got multiple films about this sort of film. I've forgotten the name of it though, because as you could see it there. It's gonna fall. Don't want that. Fight Club, brilliant film. And the remake of The Fly. The first 8 Friday the 13th films. I haven't got the 9th and the 10th one because they were made by different studios. So this is only from the Paramount. Is it the Paramount ones? Well, the first 8 anyway. The first 8. Yeah, the first Paramount ones. The other ones are made by someone else. And I've got Freddy vs Jason. Very good. Brilliant film. Can't say much more than that. Full Metal Jacket. Brilliant film. Again, I haven't opened this. Brilliant film though. By Stanley Kubrick. Get Out. Another brilliant film. It was obviously about racism and everything like that. It's a brilliant film. Brilliant horror film. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider 2. I actually like Ghost Rider 2 more than the first Ghost Rider. It's just more nuts. It's more Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage. So Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and the shitty female Ghostbusters. Haven't watched Ghostbusters Afterlife, so I'll just have to wait until we get that on Blu-ray. Glass. It was a bit of a disappointment, I think. Glass. Obviously, I love Unbreakable, and I liked Split as well. They're both brilliant films, and Glass was supposed to be the mashup of them. It's basically M. Night Shyamalan's superhero movie trilogy, but this one wasn't that great, sadly. Godzilla, but this is the American version from 1998. This is in 4K as well. And this is the 2014 Godzilla. And we're watching that in IMAX, that was brilliant. Godzilla 2, King of Monsters. Good Will Hunting, oh, what a film, what a film. The Goonies. The Goonies. Come on. Gremlins. Gremlins. 1 and 2. Guardians 1 and 2. Guardians 1 was so much better than Guardians 2. Let's try and get this in order. I'm messing this up. Okay. So, Halloween, the original. Some of the reason Halloween 2, but Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Don't know how I got that. I think that was from CEX. Obviously, the first one's so much better. Halloween 2018. Haven't watched. Obviously, there's a new one coming out. Is it new? Is it coming out this year? Halloween Kills. But happening. The greatest M. Night Shyamalan movie. Hot dogs. Hot dogs. Harry Potter collection of the 8 films. All 8. Don't know why they had to split the last film into 2, but that's what they did. Hellboy 1, Hellboy 2, and a reboot of Hellboy. The first one is the best one out of all of them. Shame that they wouldn't let him do Guillermo del Toro do a third one, which was because the guy who played Hellboy, I forgot his name, but he was brilliant. Hellraiser 1 and 2, probably the best 2 to have, really. Order again. Hercules. One of the underrated films from it would be classed as the dark period of Disney, but it's so underrated. Ooh. The Hobbit, but the extended edition. So you got all 3 The Hobbits, which they shouldn't have made in. It's from 1 book, and they made it into 3 films somehow. I loved Hook. I loved Hook when I was growing up. Brilliant film. And obviously, with probably one of the best Peter Pan films, including obviously the cartoon. I think that is my favourite Peter Pan film. It's not really Peter Pan. It's Hot Fuzz, or the Cornetto trilogy. I've got a funny story about Hot Fuzz. My mum lives in Somerset, and they filmed a scene in a shop called, I believe it's called Summerfield. Yeah, Summerfield. They used to be all over Somerset. There's one actually that used to be lit right next to where my mum lives. But they filmed it in Somerset, in the smallest city in the UK, I believe, in Wales. Yeah, that's not far from where my mum lives and where my mum's side lives. And League's Hulk. Incredible Hulk. Shame that Edward Norton decided to mess about, and so he came off as Hulk in the MCU. It's the same Hulk, by the way. It's the same Hulk. Inception. Not much I can say about Inception. It's just a brilliant film. The Incredibles 1 and The Incredibles 2. Incredibles 1 so much better than Incredibles 1 and 2. It's a bit sad how they done the second one after how long it took them to make it. The Indiana Jones collection, so it is all 4 of the films. Obviously, first 2 is probably the better ones, and Crystal Skull weren't great. And I heard they're actually doing a new one. I think they're supposed to be coming out this year, or was it supposed to be filming this year? Either one of them. The Invisible Man, but this is the collection, so it's got Invisible Man Returns, The Invisible Woman, The Invisible Agent. It's got Invisible Man's Revenge. It's got and the comedy with them as well. They did the same with Wolfman. These are the Iron Mans. Iron Man 1, obviously started the MCU. Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3, which is not as good. Iron Man 1 is the better one out of all 3 of them. The Iron Man 2 and 3 probably considered one of the worst of the MCU films. But the TV special. I haven't actually ever watched it. I've only watched clips of it because I've obviously I've seen when I was a fan of the Nostalgia Critics videos of them, so I've only watched like the main bits really. So you got the reboot, or the remake, and the remake sequel. The first one was better than the second one. So much more scarier. And the acting in them from the kids was so much better, I believe. The first Jaws, and then the rest of them. Second one ain't great, but the third and fourth one, especially the fourth one, awful, awful. Yeah, going on the order. This is another 4K one, the Joker. I loved it. And funny thing was, another one with my mates, going to watch it with my mates, and me and one of my other mates were absolutely hammered watching this. It was funny. all we were doing was just laughing the whole time because he's an idiot. Jurassic Park, amazing. The first 2 especially. Third one, not so much, but the first one, amazing especially. And then you got Jurassic World 1, Jurassic World 2. Not as good as the first 2 of the Jurassic Park films. And I believe they're bringing out a new one, aren't they? I believe. Justice League, the original one from cinemas, absolutely awful, the worst DCU film, even worse than Batman v Superman. But we all know the stories. And I bought Zack Snyder's cut on 4K Blu-ray. I watched it on the TV when it first came out because it was during the pandemic, wasn't it? So you couldn't go and watch in the cinema. 4 hours long though, bit ridiculous. Kick-Ass 1 and 2. £5. Not bad for 2 films. This is a bit of a strange one. So it's Kill Bill and Kill Bill 2. And then it's got Sin City box set. I don't know why, but it's a cool box set. We've got Kingsman 1 and 2. And then they've recently done a prequel. That one in cinema. Heard it didn't do that well. King Kong versus Godzilla, the stupid one. I haven't actually got the newer one. That I don't know why that It's just I think it's always been too expensive. I want the 4K version, and the 4K version is so much more expensive than the normal version. It's unreal. The reboot, King Kong. I haven't got the 2005 one. I thought I did, but just realised I don't. The Lego Movie. I did buy the second one, but in CEX they gave me the original. They gave me the first one. They're absolute idiots. Labyrinth. I used to watch this all the time. All the time. When I was younger. Obviously not the Blu-ray version, but CD version. I just love the puppeteering. It's unreal. Same people. Jim Henson. Same people that made the Black Crystal. There was one scene where it was clearly either a green screen or a blue screen. I don't know if they had a green screen back in the day. The Lego Batman movie. Logan, the best X-Men movie out of all of them, even better than Deadpool. The Lord of the Rings extended trilogy. Why not? Iconic they are. Don't want to fall over. So this is the Mad Max collection. So it's got the first 3 films, and then it's got Fury Road as well, and it comes with, well, let it out. Comes with like a little, I don't know what cards with I haven't actually opened it because I didn't want to ruin them, but there's different characters and that on them. Mars Attacks. Mars Attacks. And then Mary Poppins. I used to watch that a lot when I was like 2. For some reason. And The Returns. I haven't actually watched The Returns. So we're going on to my other side now. That'll do. It's actually this way round. So, Matrix trilogy and the Animatrix. I've only just bought that, but it's actually not the English. It's not English on the back. It's actually I think it's Spanish. That was the only one that we can get because they didn't release it on Blu-ray here for some reason. So it's the first 4 films. Yeah, first four of the Mission Impossible. 5th one. And Fallout as well. Bought the collection. So iconic films really. Iconic collection. The Universal Monsters collection. So I've already got the Invisible Man on there, but this only it has Dracula, Frankenstein, and Bride of Frankenstein. I think it's further down. There it is. It's got the Mummy, as I said, Visible Man. The Wolfman. I've actually got the Wolfman collection as well. This is not the 1925 version of the Phantom of the Opera. It's the one in colour. Not as good. And the Black Cauldron as well. Not Black Cauldron. Creature in the Black Lagoon. Black Cauldron. That's a boring film, Black Cauldron. Monsters Inc. Monsters University. Haven't watched the Monsters at Work. I heard it ain't great. What will come back? But the recent one in 4K. Haven't watched it, as you can see. Let's get these out of the way. Mummy. Mummy Returns. third one, I can't be bothered. And the reboot. The first two films of the original Mummy, or the Mummy trilogy from the 1999 Mummy, that one, it's not bad at all. But the third one was boring, and obviously Tom Cruise ones, not great. The last Fox X-Men film, and they delayed it so much, and they released it during the pandemic period, so they weren't. It was in cinema, but it was very limited. Nightcrawler, great film. A Night Before Christmas, not much I can say. It's a brilliant film. But I would consider it both a Halloween and a Christmas movie. The Nightmare of Elm Street films, or Nightmare on Elm Street films. It's iconic, isn't it? No Country for Old Men, another good film. Nosferatu. I watched this recently. I watched this when it was Halloween, and it was, considering how old it is, and it's probably people say it's one of the first Dracula films, but there is evidence of Dracula films in from Turkey, I believe it is. Yeah, great film. Considering. Pacific Rim 1 and Pacific Rim 2. I haven't watched the second one, even though I've got it. I haven't watched it. I need to watch all. Pan's Labyrinth. I remember watching this in English class for some reason, even though it's in Spanish. I love Guillermo del Toro. Cool. Phantom of the Opera, the one I was on about. This one, the original, is amazing. Pirates. Been on the ride at Disney World, and they've actually put Jack Sparrow in the ride now at the end. Planet of the Apes reboot, both of them, as well as the sequel of the third one. Okay. Poltergeist, the one with, it says, was production of Steven Spielberg, but it's not actually made by him. So I don't know why people say it's a Steven Spielberg film. The first three Predator films, so you got the Arnold one, you got the second one, and you got Predators in there, and then you got the reboot. By the same guy that was in the first one, Shane Black. Psycho I've already talked about in that collection of it's gonna fall over again. Okay. Pulp Fiction, great film. Sadly incorrect still, but I've seen it. Trust me. Rango. It's a good film considering. Ratatouille. Probably one of the best Pixar films. And Rocky. That is going to fall over. Saved it, saved it. Oh, my legs. Ready Player One. Resident Evil, but it doesn't include the most recent one, and also there's one that just came out and I heard that one great. Forgot what it's a brilliant film anyway. Forgotten how to say the name. Roger Rabbit. It's Roger Rabbit. Saving Private Ryan, another good film. We've got Saw films. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Final chapter, so 7. And I've got Jigsaw, but I haven't got the most recent one. It was based in the same universe. Forgot what the name is. Spiral. I haven't got that one. Scott Pilgrim vs. the Road, The World. Great film based on that comic, and obviously you got the that game that everyone loved. Scream trilogy, Scream 4. A lot of people, obviously you got the new one that's just recently come out as well. Shang-Chi, based obviously MCU. I watched that on Disney Plus, so that's why I ain't open. Shape of Water is basically Guillermo del Toro's version of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. I think that's what the original script was based on, because I believe he actually went in and said, "Oh, I want to do a Creature from the Black Lagoon film." Shaun of the Dead, the other one out of the Cornetto trilogy. The first one, I believe it was. Shawshank Redemption. Brilliant film again. Shazam. I was very surprised about Shazam, obviously based on Shazam in the comics from DCU. But Shazam's got a weird history, because it was actually made by a different company, and obviously I'm a bit of a nerd, so I've watched videos about comic books and the misconceptions and all that. And in one of these comic misconceptions videos, he talks about because Captain Marvel in the MCU wasn't the original Captain Marvel, it was this character right here. And he had a whole family of characters called similar: Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, whatever. So it's very interesting. Shining. Not much I can say. Another brilliant. They're probably the best Stanley Kubrick films. So this is another box set. So we've got the Signs from M. Night Shyamalan. Again, Sixth Sense and Unbreakable. I think Unbreakable is the best out of all three of them. And a lot of people like the Sixth Sense more. Silence of the Lambs. Sinister. I think I bought this for £1. Sonic. Can't wait for the new one. Spaceballs. Spawn in it. It's a bit of a meme. And these are new upgrades actually. So, well, this one ain't, but so this is the original Spider-Man trilogy in 4K. Amazing Spider-Man in 4K as well. They're recently been upgraded. I did have the Blu-ray versions, but I watched the most recent one, and it was amazing, and obviously wanted to watch them in all 4K, because I also have Into Spider-Verse and the other Tom Holland films in 4K as well. So we sort of completed the collection. Split. Suicide Squad, and the most recent Suicide Squad, much better. I know Peacemaker is out in America, but it's not actually here in the UK. So unless I get a VPN, I won't be able to watch it. Spider-Man, Superman films. This is the original 4 films, and then you had Superman Returns in it as well, included. And this actually comes with the extra cut version as well of this, Superman 2, Man of Steel. Mario Bros. I've watched videos of the backstory about how toxic that work environment was. So you got, and then you got the original 6 films of Star Wars. I'm sorry if you can hear the kid, if you can hear the baby in the background. It's my brother. And Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Rogue One, and then you got Solo is here as well. It's in a different pile because it's my collection rounded up. So let's put this in the order. That one there. That one there. That one there. That one there. This one stays on this pile. Tarzan. Ted 1 and Ted 2 as well. I think Ted 1 was better, more funnier. So this is the first 4 films of Terminator, Genesis, and Dark Fate. I haven't watched that one, but I just had it for the collection. They Live. Just I love Roddy Piper, because obviously I'm a big WWE fan as well, so I had to get it. It's a bit of a classic. The Thing. It's the remake of the original Thing. The original Thing, is it the Thing from Another World? It's actually in this. It's in the background. This is the John Carter version. That one's a brilliant film. I remember watching that years and years ago with my dad when I wasn't supposed to be watching it. So it's 4-1, 4-2, which is probably the worst MCU film. It's a bit more of a contender now with what was it called? Eternals. I've watched Eternals on Disney Plus. It still hasn't come out on Blu-ray yet, so I will be getting it. But and Ragnarok as well, the best one out of the 3. Toy Story 3 or 1, 2, 3, and 4 as well. I've bought as separate. Transformers 1 to 4, I haven't got 5 for some reason. So that'd be another one to get, and I haven't got Bumblebee. So Tron, but the original Tron, and then also Tron Legacy as well. Got Up, Venom 1, and the most recent thing in my collection, Venom 2. I haven't watched Venom 2 yet. V for Vendetta. Wally. I remember watching Wally in the cinema. I don't remember. War of the Worlds. Getting near to the end now anyway. Warrior, great film. I remember watching a trailer of that in college actually. I was retaking my GCSEs because I'm very thick, but and I still felt it. But we were watching a trailer for that for one of our courseworks. A bit weird. Watchmen, which is the director's cut. The original Wizard of Oz in 4K. That's unreal. Wolf of Wall Street. Brilliant film. So you got Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984. 84 was such a disappointment. The first one was brilliant apart from the third act. And the villain wasn't amazing. War Ends. This is the other one out of the Cornetto trilogy. So this is the X-Men films. This is basically X-Men until Days of Future Past. Yeah. And then I've got Apocalypse. And I do have Dark Phoenix as well. And this is the last film I've got. Young Frankenstein. So, anyway, I better wrap this up now since you've seen all the collection. Oh, as I said, sorry about the background noise downstairs. There's nothing I could do about that. But, thank you for watching. Peace.